大家好，今天是2024年8月的上半月，我们来看一下最近全球人工智能的4则新闻速报。
当地时间2号，美国芯片企业英伟达在德国法兰克福股市交易的股票，在收盘时下跌3.04%。同一天，英伟达在美国纳斯达克交易所交易的股票下跌1.78%。据美国媒体此前报道，美国政府目前已经对英伟达启动反垄断调查。
据美国信息杂志本月1号报道，美国司法部已对英伟达启动反垄断调查，主要因为英伟达竞争对手投诉，英伟达在出售人工智能芯片时可能滥用其市场支配地位。报道称，美国司法部正在调查英伟达是否强迫云计算供应商购买多款英伟达产品。调查还包括，一旦客户想购买美国超微半导体公司，也就是 AMD 等英伟达同业对手的人工智能芯片，英伟达是否会对这些客户提高网络设备售价。路透社2号报道，英伟达现占据80%的 AI 芯片市场份额。今年6月5号，英伟达市值突破3万亿美元，超越美国苹果公司，成为全球市值第2大企业。6月18号，英伟达股价创新高，取代美国微软公司成为全球市值最高企业。路透社6月公布的数据显示，英伟达市值从1万亿美元上升至2万亿美元用时9个月，上升至3万亿美元用时3个多月。分析师认为，英伟达过去1年间市值涨幅惊人，表明华尔街对人工智能技术的狂热追捧。
So much of the intelligence of humans goes into what we do with our hands.
Yeah.
Just the manipulation of the world, manipulation of objects in the world. Intelligent, safe manipulation of objects in the world, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you start really thinking about your hand and how it works. You know?
I do all the time.
The sensory and control homunculus is we have like humongous hands.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like your hands, the actuators, the muscles of your hand are almost overwhelmingly in your forearm.
Mm-hmm.
So your forearm has the muscles that actually control your hand. There's a few small muscles in the hand itself, but your hand is really like a skeleton meat puppet, and with cables so the muscles that control your fingers are in your forearm, and they go through the carpal tunnel, which is that you've got a little collection of bones and a tiny tunnel that these cables, the tendons, go through, and those tendons are mostly what move your hands.
And something like those tendons has to be re-engineered into the Optimus in order to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so like the current Optimus, we tried putting the actuators in the hand itself, but then you sort of end up having these like
giant hands.
Yeah, giant hands that look weird.
Yeah.
And then they don't actually have enough degrees of freedom or enough strength. Mm-hmm. So then you realize, oh, okay, that's why you got to put the actuators in the forearm, and just like a human, you got to run cables through a narrow tunnel to operate the fingers. And there's also a reason for not having all the fingers the same length. So it wouldn't be expensive from an energy or evolutionary standpoint to have all your fingers be the same length. So why aren't they the same length?
Yeah, why not?
Because it's actually better to have different lengths. Your dexterity is better if you've got fingers of different length. There are more things you can do, and your dexterity is actually better if your fingers are of different length. Like there's a reason we've got a little finger. Like why not have a little finger this bigger?
Yeah,
because it allows you to do fine. It helps you with fine motor skills.
This little finger helps.
It does. If you lost your little finger, you'd have noticeably less dexterity.
So as you're figuring out this problem, you have to also figure out a way to do it so you can mass manufacture it. So it's to be as simple as possible.
It's actually going to be quite complicated. The as possible part is it's quite a high bar. If you want to have a humanoid robot that can do things that a human can do, it's a very high bar. So our new arm has 22 degrees of freedom instead of 11, and has the actuators in the forearm. And these all the actuators are designed from scratch. From physics first principles. The sensors are all designed from scratch, and we'll continue to put a tremendous amount of engineering effort into improving the hand. Like the hand, by hand I mean like the entire forearm from elbow forward. Mm-hmm. Is really the hand. So that's incredibly difficult engineering, actually. And And so the simplest possible version of a humanoid robot that can do
引擎巨头谷歌占据了在线搜索市场大约90%的份额，以及智能手机市场95%的占有率。不过，日后搜索领域或许将会变天。美国联邦法院星期一裁决，谷歌因为垄断搜索市场而触犯法律，这是美国政府在一系列针对大型科技公司的反垄断诉讼当中的第一场重大胜利。法官梅塔表示，谷歌支付260亿美元，或相等于马币1162亿令吉，以保证手机制造商将谷歌设为新手机的默认搜索引擎，旨在阻止其他竞争对手在市场上取得成功。美国司法部教父表示，告赢谷歌是美国人民的历史性胜利，但谷歌全球事务总裁沃克指出，将会对判决提出上诉。
今天的分享就到这里。如果你喜欢我的视频，请点赞、关注和评论。这里是斑马可可学说，我们下期见。